Hey, my friends, thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. Tony Soldano. Recently, one of my colleagues was sharing with me a medical experience that he had. He had to go to a test and had to have a medical procedure done. And I'm not going to get into all the details, but basically, he literally called it a gong show. I don't know if you know that reference to, I believe it was a 70s program, the Gong Show, where when you were ridiculous, they'd have this big thing they hammer, I don't know if it was a bell or some kind of a gong to just say basically you're off the show, the Gong Show. In other words, you're ridiculous. Well, he was describing a ridiculous situation that happened in a hospital, no less. But what makes the matter worse was there was no leadership that was present. The details were a little bit scary to think that you're there for a medical procedure and you don't know what's going on and what's happening around you, and nobody is taking any kind of leadership because they're actually hiding in other rooms. It was just a complete disaster. And I began to think about this idea of leadership being present, particularly in conflict, adversity, when things are going wrong. We look for leadership. I even remember in 9/11, when 9/11 occurred, whatever you may think of Rudy Giuliani today and the time that he has had in political office, but in those days in New York, that man who was the mayor at the time rose up and became a phenomenal leader. He was present in the time of crisis. And so I put down 10 things. How do we provide this leadership and be present when people need us the most and they are looking for leadership? Let me rhyme some things off for you. Number one, it's obvious we need to provide support. We need to uphold people at those times. Some people need more attention. Some people need to have their hand held, if you will. They maybe need an arm around them. They need support, comfort, encouragement. Number two, at a higher level, we may need to provide coaching. Coaching is all about bringing out the potential in other people and identifying within them that they have answers and solutions in themselves. This is how we provide this idea of support and leadership presence when they require it from us. Number three, we provide encouragement and affirmation. I love the concept of praise and recognition, and not that it's insincere or that it's some kind of a formula. No, it is specific. It is heartfelt. It is in the moment. Number four, we have an open door policy. I'm sure we've all heard this, but how many people say, I have an open door policy, but you can't talk to me? In other words, people can come in. You may actually want to schedule open door policy time where staff know at that time I can just come in, sit, maybe have a discussion, share my concerns. Open door policy. Maybe it's a very impromptu time. Maybe you just go and have lunch with people in the staff room or in the boardroom, wherever it may be. But people understand that they can come and speak to you at a specific time. This becomes part of the culture. Number five, obviously, what are you going to do at open door policy time? You're going to answer questions. People have questions of the leader. You need to answer them to the best of your ability. Don't be political. Don't be vague. Don't fluff things off. People can see through that. People know when you are trying to avoid or hide things. If you can't answer a question, either say, I don't have that information. I am not at liberty to share that with you at this time. But to the best of your ability, be as open and honest and sincere as you can be. And I'll get to that in just a moment in number seven. Number six, provide clear communication with respect to direction, to vision, to decisions that are being made. And for sure, you have to explain the why. Why are things happening? Why are we doing this? Why are we heading this? And people always want to know the number one question, how does this affect me? What's the impact it may have on my job, on my role, on my description, on my earnings, on my future? Here again, to the best of your ability, you need to answer this. Number seven, open, honest, clear communication so that people, when they've left that open door policy time with you, they've left that discussion, there's no misunderstanding of where do I stand? Where does he stand? Or what did she actually say to me? I'm more confused than I was before. No. Let people know exactly where they stand. Let your yay be yay and your nay be nay, and people will actually gain more security and have more respect for you. Remember, we're talking about how leaders can be present. Number 8, remove speculation, remove doubt, remove assumption. An enormous amount of energy is going to be lost here, and emotional capital, when people are uncertain, when they're fearful. They're going to be talking, they're going to be texting, they're going to be calling. What's going on here? They're going to be unsure and spending more time trying to figure out what's happening than actually being productive. The more that you can remove this by being a strong leader, by being clear, by being decisive, by being present, the more your morale will increase and productivity will go up. Number nine, focus people on what is actually important. Not just what's urgent, what's important. What's part of our DNA? What's our objective? What's our plan? Where are we going? What are we trying to achieve? This is what your presence will do for people. You are going to refocus them as is required. Some people need less, some people need more. That is the duty and responsibility of a good leader. Number 10, be hands-on and hands-in on your organization. Hands-on and hands-in. What do I mean? Hands-on. That means you oversee, you watch what's happening within your business, within your community, within your organization. Hands-in means that sometimes, you just got to roll up those sleeves and get right in there with people. Talk to them. Find out what's frustrating them. Get to the root of problems and issues. Get your hands dirty. Maybe do some of that grunt work, if you will. And I don't mean to be disrespectful there, but go to where the people are at. Go to where they're working. Show them that you're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and get it done with them. Sometimes you need to be hands-on as a leader. Actually, you need to be mostly hands-on. But sometimes it's just so good to be hands-in, to say, I'm here to help. I'm here to move boxes. I'm here to do paperwork. Whatever it is, this is how people will know that you are present as a leader. It will reassure them. It will give them confidence. It will cause loyalty. It'll cause more respect for you. There is nothing worse than a leader that abdicates their responsibility, that abdicates their office and their place of responsibility, that when things get tough, they're nowhere to be found. They're gone. That is ridiculous. That's going to destroy your own credibility. It's going to destroy your organization. I hope this has helped. Please, any comments, any questions, maybe you would add to these 10 things that a leader that is present and what that individual must do. I'm Dr. Tony Soldano. Thank you for joining me today on the Leadership Center.